Welcome to the Having It All podcast, the show about what it takes to live an abundant, loving life. My name is Matthew Bivens, and each week I'm helping you get out of your head so that you can truly have it all. Let's do it. Hello, my friend. Matthew Bivens here, and welcome to the Having It All podcast. This is the place, the show, the location where we talk about what it really means to have it all. Because somewhere within you, you have wanted to have it all in your life, and you haven't known how to do it. And so maybe you were just scrolling through iTunes and you came across this podcast and saw the title and you were like, what is this, having it all? Or maybe you've always felt in your life that you've wanted it all. Or perhaps you're on the side who thinks you cannot have it all. Wherever you're at, you're right. And in this conversation, in this podcast, we dissect what having it all truly means. And for us as a community, it means living and experiencing an abundant, loving life. It's not about possessions. It's not about material things at all. It's about what you're aligning to. It's about who you are being. So I'm super excited that you're joining me on today's conversation. Today's Thursday, so it's day 4 of this week where I'm doing an episode every single day. And today's episode, this is for you if you have ever hated the journey towards a better life, towards a more empowered life, towards your greatest self. If you've ever disliked that journey, then this is a conversation you want to be a part of. Yes. But first, let's kick things off with a little bit of magic. Remember, magic is your ability to influence self, others, and life in an empowering way. And you are creating magic all the time. And what I want to do is help you to become more aware of it, more grateful for the things that you have in your life and the things that you've created in your life. So my magic today is every client that I'm currently working with. I have had a week of absolutely magical, powerful, raw, honest, authentic conversations. And it has been so freaking cool. It has been so cool. I love the work that I do. I truly, truly love the work that I do of helping purpose-minded people uncover their limiting beliefs and play for their own version of greatness. I love it. And so I have a number of you that we're working with, we're working together, and we jump on the phone every week. And man, you all are being so bold, so freaking bold, so courageous, and so loving towards yourselves first. And I am incredibly, incredibly inspired by each and every one of you. And it truly is magic that this is the work that I do. This is what I get to look forward to each day, is to hop on a phone call and hear how you are inspiring yourself, how you are influencing yourself, how you are creating magic within your life, how you are stepping into your fears, and how those fears sometimes are knocking you in the ass, because sometimes they do. And then we get to talk about how you get up after those fears and how you dust yourself off and keep moving forward because you know what you're playing for. And I love it. I bet you can feel the energy right now just coming through the mic because I love this stuff. And so thank you to everybody who is listening right now that you and I are working together. You are my magic. You are my magic today, and I'm so grateful to you. So I would love for you all, everybody listening right now, just to take a moment to reflect on some magic in your life. What's something that you've created in your life? Who have you inspired in your life? How have you influenced life to show up powerfully for you? Take a moment, because that's what having it all is. Having it all is recognizing that you are a magic maker. Having it all is being grateful for all the beauty and the blessings that you have in life. So take a moment to do that, and then let's progress forward. For today's listener love, I want to give a shout out to someone on iTunes. I want to shout out Julie. Now, Julie went over to iTunes and left just an incredible review. And I want to read this review because, it's powerful and it's beautiful, but it's transformational, and I know it's going to impact some of you. So Julie wrote, "On this Thanksgiving Day 2018, I want to send a thank you to you, Matt, for your Having It All podcast. I started listening about a month ago, and I'm devouring it as much and as often as I can. I'm going through a divorce after 20 years of marriage and working on finding myself. And your podcast is exactly what I needed. I feel so empowered and motivated after listening. And one of the most important episodes for me so far has been the I'm Not Here to Make You Happy episode. It finally clicked. I tried for many years to make my husband happy, but no matter what I did, however great the effort, it was never enough. I'm out of that toxic environment and working on me now, and it feels amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you for sharing your magic. It's impacting my life in a very positive way. Happy Thanksgiving. Wow. Julie, that is incredible. Thank you for writing that. And thank you for writing what you wrote, because you could have just jumped on there, given 5 stars, said, I love the show, and left it at that. But you didn't do that. You shared why it impacted you. And in doing that, you gave every single person who just heard that strength. Because I know there are people out there right now who are in a relationship where they feel that the happiness of their partner is their responsibility. And if you haven't listened to the I'm Not Here to Make You Happy episode yet, go back and listen to it. Because it was a great message. It was a great message, and it's something that I work on living and embodying myself and my relationship. And Julie, I'm just inspired by you that you are truly taking the time to love on yourself and make sure that you are as happy and joyful and peaceful that you can possibly be. Because you know what? That is all that any of us can control. We can only control ourselves. And it is a lose-lose game if we are trying to make other people happy. And if we feel like it is our responsibility to make somebody feel happy or feel sexy or feel peaceful or feel fulfilled or any of that stuff. So Julie, thank you again for just doing what you did, writing this review, and being honest and raw and real, because your breakthrough has just inspired somebody else. And it is a beautiful thing. So Julie, thank you so much. If you out there want to connect with me, you want to have a chance for me to shout you out in the Listener Love segment, then you can do what Julie did. You can go to iTunes or Apple Podcasts, same thing, and leave your rating and review. You can also hit me up on Instagram. I'm really, really loving Instagram these days, and you can connect with me there. And follow me, by the way. Just follow me. I'm at Matthew_Bivens. I'm doing more posts these days. I'm going to be doing more stories, and they're going to kind of be like little, not episodes, because you can only do a minute or something on Instagram, but like little mini messages. And I also give you behind the scenes stuff into my life. Maya and I are hanging out, or Sarah and I are doing something fun and silly and just posting pictures and stuff. So Instagram is a really cool tool where you can connect with me. And you can also, get in touch, and actually we can get into a conversation. You can also do it via email, mattcbivens@gmail.com. And last thing before we jump into today's conversation, I'm working on something that I am incredibly excited about. And I am basically taking the things that I do with my one-on-one coaching clients, the work that I do with them, and I'm turning that into course material. I'm turning it into videos and different audios that you can take and apply and do on your own. Because one piece of feedback that I have been getting time and time again is that the podcast is great and it's inspiring and the information is awesome. The insights are powerful. The new perspectives are humbling. But then sometimes you're left thinking, okay, how do I actually apply this? And if I want to go deeper on some things, how do I actually do some of the stuff that Matthew talks about? Well, what I'm doing is I'm creating something for you to go deeper. So if you dig the message of having it all and you really want to start applying these things and getting into practice so that you can start experiencing more abundance and love, then you're going to really love what I'm cooking up. And that's all I'm going to say about it. Just doing a little tease. But I'm so excited, and I'm working on this thing day and night, and it's going to be beautiful. So that's just a little tease, just a little something. All right, let's get into this conversation because I am not going to hold back today. Some of the stuff I'm going to say you will not like. And if you don't like it, that's awesome. That means that this is really a conversation that you were meant to hear. And so I'm talking about when we are unhappy with the journey that we're on, when we're so focused on the end goal and the process that it takes to get to that end goal, we aren't relating to it powerfully, we might even be resenting. And so what I want to say to kick this thing off is the reason why you don't have what you want, whether it's that great relationship, whether it's that career that you want, whether it's that financial status, whether it's the body that you want. The reason why you don't have what you want is because you're not willing to go on the journey to get it. You're not willing to change who you are to attain it. Because anyone who has ever achieved anything great knows that the journey changes you. The journey changes you. So if you are rejecting the journey, then you don't want the thing that you are saying that you want. You're in a state of denial. If you're saying, I would love to have a 6-figure income, but you don't want to go on the journey to go and create that 6-figure income, then you will never experience it. Because the journey changes you. It has to. It has to. If the journey didn't change you, then you would not be getting different results. Again, any person who has achieved any form of greatness in whatever area, they know that the person that they are at the end of that road is different than the person they are when they started. So if you're sitting there and you're frustrated because you want a different life, you want a different relationship, you want a different career, and you start and then you fall back. You start and you fall back. And you don't want to go on that journey, but you really want that end destination. I'm here to tell you, you will never achieve it if you don't go on the journey. So you need to fall in love with the journey, fall in love with the process, and let go of the attachment of the end result. I'll say it again. Let go of being attached to having that relationship. Let go of the attachment of wanting that financial status. And instead, focus on becoming the person who can then go out and create those things. So when I was thinking about this today, it reminded me of a part of one of my absolute favorite movies, Jurassic Park, the original one. And there's a scene in Jurassic Park where one of the characters, played by, oh my gosh, what's the guy's name? I always do this with his name. His character in the movie is Ian Malcolm. My goodness, what is the dude's name? Jeff Goldblum. There we go. My goodness. Jeff Goldblum's character in Jurassic Park. They're sitting at the table with the man who created the park, John Hammond, and they're giving him feedback. They're like, you took us on this great tour, and we saw all these awesome things, and we know you want us to write off on your park so you can open it, but here's what we really think. And Ian Malcolm says, the problem with the power that they're using at the park is that it didn't require any discipline to attain it. And when I was thinking about today's episode, I was like, that's it. The problem with wanting to just be at that end goal and saying, I don't want to have to go through this whole journey and this whole process. I just want to get to the end goal. The problem with that is if you did that, if that happened, you would simply fall right back into the state that you're in today. I'll paint you a picture. Here's an example. 70% of the people who win the lottery end up going broke. 70% of the people who win the lottery go broke. So why is that? There's a bunch of reasons. Some reasons include, just irresponsible spending. Some reasons include people come out of the woodworks and you give them money, give money to friends. Some reasons include when you get a big lump sum of money like that, you're kind of in fantasy land and you just might be buying things left and right and not even really thinking about it, right? Well, all of that is connected to the fact that those people did not have to attain any sort of level of discipline to get that money. They got the end goal without going on the journey. They were the same person when they received that money as they were the day before they ever won the lottery. And so what do you think happens? You haven't gotten the discipline. You don't have the maturity. You don't have the awareness. You don't have the tools. You don't have the support systems. And so you lose it. That's what happens. If you're saying to yourself that you really, really would love to have a different body, a different physical experience in life, you want to get your health and fitness to a different level. Maybe you want to lose weight. Maybe you want to gain weight. Maybe you want to gain muscle, whatever. If you woke up tomorrow with that body, what do you think would happen? I can almost guarantee you would lose it. You would lose it. It's nothing personal. Doesn't mean you're a terrible person. It just means you haven't developed into the person necessary to achieve that body. Because let's say you went on a 100-pound journey. You lost 100 pounds in your life. The person from day one, when they first started that journey, is very different from the person at day 300 when they finally lost 100 pounds. The journey changes you. So if right now you're intimidated by the journey, you're rejecting the journey, you're resenting the journey, if you really want that end state, you need to learn how to embrace the journey. Because the journey changes you. And if you want different results, you need to become a different person. And that idea, quite frankly, used to not make a lot of sense to me. Because I would say, I have to change who I am in order to get the things I want. That's not what that doesn't resonate, doesn't jive with me. Because in my mind, I was thinking change who I am means I need to give up some of my values. It means I need to give up some of the things that are truly, truly important to me. It means that, okay, no more time with Sarah, no more time with Maya, no more time with friends. If I really want to get to that financial place, then I need to give up all of these things and work 100 hours a week. That's what my belief was. That's what I thought the journey was, but that's not the case. Changing who you are means really, really looking at your habits, looking at your actions, looking at your relationships, how you relate to different things, and looking at your thoughts. And saying, okay, if I truly want to get to this certain financial goal, if I truly want to create this type of intimate romantic relationship, if I truly want to be at this level of fitness, hit this fitness goal, what actions do I need to shift? What relationships do I need to shift? What thoughts do I need to shift? That's what it means to change who you are, to go and create something new. And the reason why it's so necessary is because your current habits, your current art forms, your current actions, relationships, and thoughts, that's what art forms stand for. Your current art forms are what are creating the current results in your life. So if you want new results, what do you have to do? Change the art forms. And what changes the art forms? The journey. You go on the journey, you start practicing new art forms, you start adopting new art forms, you start implementing new art forms, you start releasing old art forms that aren't effective, that aren't serving you, and you change. And as you change, now you're able to create different results. So the reason why I said some of you may not like this is because I'm telling you, if you don't embrace the journey, you are not going to get where you want to go. And I'm telling you right now, a lot of you are in denial. You're saying, no, I don't have to do that way. I don't have to do it. There's another way. There's got to be some way to just wake up, take a magic pill. It's like the Matrix, right? The red pill and the blue pill. Let me just take that red pill, and then boom, I'm in that new state. Doesn't work that way, my friends. Doesn't work that way. So what I'm telling you now is get it in your head that you want to embrace the journey, release that destination, release it. Because right now what you're doing is you're saying, I want to have this thing and I want to achieve it this way. That's not how the universe works. You can either pick the process and let go of the result, or you can pick the result and let go of the process. But you can't pick the result and the process. It doesn't work that way. Otherwise, we would say, okay, the result I want is $100,000 a year, and the process I want to get it by is waking up at noon and playing video games and going to bed at 5 p.m. Like, let's do that. It doesn't work that way. You can choose the result, you can choose the process. My recommendation, choose the process all day long. Because in the process, you shift, you grow, you heal, you transform. And as you shift, grow, heal, and transform, then you aren't as attached to the result anyway. Your result probably is going to change. The thing that you want may change as you change. That happens commonly. That's a great thing. Because as you adopt new, powerful, healthy art forms that serve you, you start to raise in your vibration. You start to raise in your consciousness. You start to raise in who you are being. And when you're at a higher level, a higher perspective, well, maybe the thing that I was chasing is not that important. Maybe I'm not really caught up in a six-figure life. Maybe, you know what? I don't need this other person to fulfill me in this romantic relationship. Because you know what? I fulfill me now. So, okay, what do I want at this level? That's common. And that only happens when you choose the process. So I want you to take a minute and reflect and be really, really honest with yourself. If you are frustrated right now because at some result you are experiencing in your life, are you trying to control the process to get to the result? If you are, you're going to remain stuck. If you're doing that, stop complaining and just understand you're going to remain stuck. It's not personal, it's principle. So what do? Release that end result. Don't focus on that. Look at your art forms. Look at who you're being and ask yourself, who do I need to be in order to achieve or create that thing that I want? Who do you need to be in order to transform your body in the way you want to transform it? Who do you need to be in order to elevate your financial situation to where you want it to be? Who do you need to be in order to attract that mate? And then go be that person and let go of the result. I'm very, very excited to hear what you all have to say about this topic today. I am. So please let me know. Share with me your feedback. Share with me where you are stuck. Share with me where you are hating the journey. What's the destination you've wanted to get to, and what's the journey that you are really hating? Share that with me. I'll help you release it. We can just be like, okay, cool. I get it. Now let's let it go. Bloop. Let's release it. Because I want for you, I want you to be able to evolve into the person you want to become. That's a beautiful thing. It's awesome. Because when you do that, you go forth and you impact the people in your life, the people who are closest to you, and then they impact others, and it ripples out, and the whole world gets impacted. The whole world shifts. So connect with me. Share with me your feedback. If you have questions about this stuff too, ask them. Ask your questions. I'm here to answer them. I love answering questions. In the future, I'm going to do an entire Q&A episode. I might even do a week of episodes inspired by questions, because you all have a lot of them. But I know a lot of you are sitting there with questions and you're not asking them. So ask me. I'm here. Hit me up. Matthew_Bivens on Instagram, mattcbivens@gmail.com, and even ask him on iTunes or Apple Podcasts when you go and leave a review. So I'm excited. I'm going to go continue on my journey. Yeah, that's where I'm off to now. All right. I love you all. My name is Matthew Bivens. Here's to you having it all. Quick note about the Having It All podcast. I am not a doctor nor a licensed therapist. I'm a guy with a story and a passion for conscious conversation. My thoughts, opinions, and beliefs are my own. So please consult with your doctor or healthcare provider regarding any questions or issues you have related to your personal, physical, or mental health.